There is a condolence book at the back of this hall, and I would ask everybody if they could please sign it to pay their respects before we're finished today. I'm moderating our symposium this morning, sponsored by the Iranian American community of Northern California. I'd like to convey special greetings to the residents of Camp Ashraf watching today. Salam Ashraf. Before we begin with our speakers, I'd like to ask our panelists, the members of the audience here with us in Washington, and people watching this event from around the world to please rise so that we can remember the tragic events that took place last week at Camp Ashraf and honor the memory of those brave men and women who perished at the hands of the Iraqi army. In accordance with tradition, I ask you to join me for 1 minute in clapping our hands together. Thank you very much. Please be seated. The theme of today's symposium is the tide of democracy in the Middle East. But I'm sure that our distinguished panelists will have much to say about the delisting of the MEK from the State Department's terrorism list, the solemn promise the United States made to ensure that the residents of Camp Ashraf were protected, the failure so far of the Obama administration, the Iraqi government, and the international community to fulfill that promise, and the ongoing threat posed by the Iranian regime to men and women everywhere who believe in freedom and democracy. We are extremely fortunate today to have with us an extraordinary bipartisan panel of experts. Collectively, the members of the panel have over 200 years of experience in public service for the United States.
Well, thank you, everybody, and greetings to my distinguished colleagues here at on the dais and to our friends at Camp Ashraf. First of all, condolences. What we saw in that film, what we know happened, was a terrible tragedy. And as I was watching the film, a couple of things, I'd seen it before. It was sent to me, and so I'd watched it before, but this was on a bigger screen. And things that popped out were the fact that the residents of Camp Ashraf were unarmed. And the folks that were shooting at him were aiming their fire. And this was aimed fire. This wasn't firing guns to try to influence in the air, to try to influence behavior. It was picking out targets and then shooting. And I guess the other thing that struck me, and I know it struck many people here in this audience, were the